Alright, today we are replacing the front axle on this Craftsman. It's a kind of like a pressed metal front axle, not a good old cast iron one, and they tend to kind of bend and separate at the weld. So I'll show you guys that once I got the axle out. But yeah, it's a pretty common front axle. I'll post the part number down in the description there. This is a Craftsman, terrible cool, but there's going to be a lot of other types of lawnmowers with this exact same front axle. So we're going to have a look on how we take this apart and put the new one in. I'm wearing the best CSA approved orthotic work boot that anyone could find. First thing you're going to want to do is jack it up right on the front of the frame here. Good solid spot. You don't want to crush the muffler or the heat shield there. But yeah, just crank her good and high like this. That way you got lots of room to work with. Next up, we're going to just flip the hood open. Gives us a little more work area here. Then there's like a little C-clip right on the top of here. I'll pop that out. Like that. And just like that, she falls out. I may as well also grab this washer. Set that aside. Then we've got the lower, I think they call it like a bearing or bushing or something. And then there's another one in the top. Your axle might come with one, or you might want to replace that. Or if you're trying to do her cheap, then hopefully they're still okay and you can use the old one. Then we go to the other side here. This one's got the good old grease cap on it yet that's supposed to be on there. That one needed a lot of work with the screwdriver, and it's put as hard as plastic. So if yours is going to be anything like mine, you're going to need to either get a new one or just send it without one. I'm not doing a lot of yard work with this thing and not expecting a ton of life out of it, so I probably won't end up buying a cap for that, but the best action would be to buy one for that. And here again, we just got the C-clip here somewhere. We just pop that out and she should drop down. There it is. Down she comes. Set her aside like so. There we've got the bearing. That one looks a little mucked, so I'll probably be getting a new one for that. Washer's still good. We've got a washer and the bearing as well there. That one looks better. Next up, we want to take out the big nut and bolt that's holding this thing in. So see, that's it right there. I'm guessing it'd be metric, but I don't know. I don't have a big enough metric wrench to fit on there. Biggest socket I had was a 24. There's a little small, so I'm guessing 25 would get you on there. I got a 15/16, and it seems to be where it's snug enough that I think it'll work. So that's what I'm going to be using, 15/16. And I got two of those 15/16 because then on the other side, right down there, is the head of the bolt. So we're going to have to sneak a wrench down in there to hold that. But yeah, I got two 15/16, so that should work for that there. These bolts here are a 14 mil. And then there's another two on the other side. That allows this plate to come out. And then there's bushing in there. This thing here. And then here's your front axle. And so like that bushing would sneak through there like so. And then the bolt is still hanging up in here. Okay, so we've got our old one here and our new one here. So the problem with the old one here, as you can see, that pinch weld or whatever was going on here opened up and expanded up and kind of mushroomed out there. Now this is all loosey-goosey in there. This one's still okay, this end. It's a little loose. This one's horrible. See the new one. Same thing yet, you know, just a little pinch weld there, and they maybe got a bit of a thicker weld there. But if I had a welder kicking around, I would probably put a little bird poop on there, goose poop, just try to prevent it from happening again. But yeah, that's the new one there, and basically we just reverse the steps, putting her back in as we did to take her apart. So in this old one here, there's a, I guess I'm going to call it a bearing, a bit of a brass shim. I can able to push it out with my thumb. Never mind, it's plastic. We're just going to pop that in here. Probably should get a new one if I'm too cheap. Then the bushing goes in there. So I'm going to just clean that all out with some brake cleaner and clean this all up. And then I'm going to lube it all up because there really is no grease nipple around here to grease it up. So I'm going to probably put a lot of grease kind of in this area and maybe around here and on these things, because it's you can see it does rub against there. And so I'll probably just put a bunch of grease on both sides of that and keep her all lubed up. All right, to throw her back together, you just kind of go backwards from how you took it apart. Clean up anything that is dirty and replace anything that looks like it should be replacing. And if it is something that's greased, I put a film of grease over it by hand before I put her back together. And then to finish it all off, we just pump a bunch of grease into her yet too. Yeah, you can just pump it till you think she's full. All right, that's it for that. Yeah, you can make sure everything's good and snugged up and tight and lubed up and good to go. Take her for a little test drive, and that should be it.